So the Invoker archetype has finally been revealed with the trailer that was dropped as of yesterday. Spoiler warning, this class looks busted. First I'm going to be going over what the Invoker does and the potential archetype synergies, since that's what you clicked on the video for. Then we're going to break down the trailer itself and dive deeper into the bosses, weapons, and story. Let's not waste any more time and talk about the Invoker. To start off, this is what the Invoker's archetype menu is going to look like. And we are going to break it down, starting with the Invoker's prime perk Visionary. Visionary doubles the base skill charges and also refunds 10% skill cooldown, and for heavy weapons like the Engineer's turret, it doubles the ammo capacity of said turret. The prime perk will be S tier. This is going to synergize with so many abilities in the game. Doubling the amount of skill charges alone is crazy, but the 10% ability refund is on cast is nuts. This is 2 S tier prime perks in one class. It's going to be crazy. Moving on, the first skill on the Invoker is called Way of Kalula. Casting this ability causes the player to send a tide or wave forward that does damage to anything caught in the radius. In addition, a thunderstorm will appear around the player. This thunderstorm will solo enemies, periodically striking them with lightning. Allies in the same storm get a haste buff. For those who don't know haste, haste increases movement and attack speed for the player. The Invoker's second ability is called Way of Marja. This skill does an AoE attack spreading 360 degrees across the ground. This applies Gloom. For those who don't know, Gloom debuffs enemies to take more damage from status effects. Allies in the radius get a small burst of healing on cast and passive healing over time, and lifesteal on gloomed enemies. The third skill is called Way of Ledusa. While this ability is active, ranged and melee damage you cause apply a debuff called Brittle. While this debuff is active on an enemy, you have a higher crit chance and higher crit damage. In addition to this, dealing damage charges up a periodic AoE damage effect. The Invoker's new trait is called Gifted. This trait increases skill duration by 30% when maxed out. Now I'm going to quickly go through the list of perks that come with the archetype. Keep in mind these values will be different for when the class is maxed out versus when first acquired. Starting off, this damage perk is called Enchanting. This perk increases skill damage by 30%, elemental damage by 15%. The team perk is called Communion. This perk reduces skill cooldown by 1% and heals 2% max health once every 3 seconds for allies while the Invoker's skill is active. The utility perk is called Mind and Body. This perk increases movement speed by 5% and damage reduction by 5% while an Invoker's skill is active. And the relic perk is called Soothslayer. This perk states on relic use, extended duration of active Invoker skills by 20% of the base duration, cannot exceed base duration. This class looks super busted, especially when compared to the other classes in the game. Also, if you clicked on the video to see the Invoker, feel free to click off. For those who stay, I'm going to go over some combinations for the Invoker and break down the trailer itself. So if you stayed, here's some archetypes that are going to be good synergies with the Invoker class. My first anticipated class combo is the Invoker and the Challenger. Invoker as the primary class and Challenger as the secondary. This combo will be insane. Challenger's first abilities charges will go from 2 to 4. And the class's other abilities will have increased lifetime as well as another charge. Another highly synergistic combo is going to be Ritualist plus Invoker. This is a set 'em up, knock 'em down kind of combo. With this combo, you set up the enemies with Invoker's second skill to weaken. Then you use Ritualist's second ability to apply status effects instantly on cast. Lastly, the Devoured Loop Ring gives you a 1% chance to reset all ability cooldowns on hit. This ring, in addition to any ability, especially Invoker's third ability, will probably be nuns. I'm sure once the Invoker is released they'll have many strong if not overpowered combinations, but those are the combos I'm personally looking forward to. Real quick, before we go into the trailer breakdown, this video so far mainly went over the Invoker and what he's going to be capable of. So I'm going to go through and point out the new reveals on weapons, enemies. Let's not waste any more time and get into it. The trailer opens up with a Traveler in the Ledusa armor set. For those who don't know, Ledusa is looking to be the main antagonist of the DLC. Then we get a better look at the lightning staff that was teased from the last trailer. And in the last trailer that came out, I theorized that the staff was going to be a reprised weapon from Remnant from the Ashes called the Voice of the Tempest. From the gameplay we can see, this is definitely not the Voice of the Tempest. This staff is entirely new. We can see it taking on some of the stone pollen monsters by throwing blue lightning orbs. After that, we see the pollen monsters shooting a fire mortar attack at the player. This looks to be like an AoE damage effect as well. I'm not looking forward to that. In the next gameplay we see the Horn Crossbow. From what it looks like, this crossbow you get 2 ticks of damage from 1 shot. This looks to be an over-penetrating arrow. You get damage from enter and exit. We also get a small bit of gameplay from the boss seen on the latest trailer. Now he's been revealed to us as the Stone Warden. At different times we could see him with different weapons, so be prepared for him to switch up his moveset periodically. In the trailer we see a lot of revamped enemies from past areas, like Wood Snakes and Spitters from Yesha, and Cancer Major from Root. We can also see some new ones such as the Paw Monsters and the Floating Stone Monsters, and this big flying bug guy, whatever he does. And alright, basically that wraps up the video. If you made it this far and enjoyed, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe for more Remnant 2 and gaming content. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.